I feel like I should work on it. But speaking of your Instagram, I actually noticed that when I was searching for you, your name was kind of like different characters. It
Yeah.
was like, yeah. So could you wanna maybe explain like what that means if you can?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I have that tattooed on my arm. Can't
Mm-hmm.
see it. It's wearing long sleeves. But it says,
Hello, hello.
oh, he's back.
There you
I'm
go.
back.
Hi, James.
Sorry, that was my
Hey.
phone dying. I told you it was gonna die.
Oh, no wonder.
Yes,
Okay.
before we went live, sabi na ni James, ano na siya, low bat na siya.
Mm-mm.
Okay, go
So,
ahead, Nadine.
oh yeah, so it means Nozomi Kumiya, which is Nozomi would have Nozomi kasi in Japanese. Nozomi, if you translate it, it means hope. Nadine also, yung mga baby name meanings, if you look it
Mhm.
up, if you look up Nadine, it means hope as well. So I don't know, like I've just wala lang. Parang when I was younger pa, naisip ko na my Japanese name is probably Nozomi because it has the same meaning. But Komiya kasi, from what my uncle told me, this was like last year lang. He said kasi na we're actually, our great-grandfather is actually Japanese. And then
Oh.
parang he just changed his last name to Lustre, which is his business partner's last name. So if he didn't change it, my last name would have been Komiya.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we learned something new about Nadine today.
Yes.
But
Now,
oh.
before, after
Mhm.
mawala ni James, actually, we talked about Nadine's plants and all. Now,
Mhm.
speaking of plants, James, you actually became
Plants.
the
Wow.
The
Department
plant
of,
guy.
yeah,
Let's
Department of
grow.
Agriculture
Let's grow.
ambassador. Hashtag
Let's
plant, plant, plant.
grow.
Can you tell us more about this, James?
Yes. Where do I start? I'm actually working with the Department of Agriculture to help support all the things they're doing right now during quarantine to um, help with food security. And I'm doing a couple of things on my own with a company I've started called The Freshest.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Basically, we're working on urban farming, so we're bringing hydroponics, and I'll be announcing like our like official plans in the coming weeks. So, but basically, it's I feel like now in this time when we're recovering from quarantine and the economy is dropped, we have to also think about like now's the right time to also think about sustainability and including that in our like recovery strategy. Because if we don't, then we'll go back to the same old normal. So if
Mhm.
there's a time to make change, it's really now.
Oh,
Wow, I
and
didn't know about
Let's
freshest. The
grow.
freshest.
yeah, let's grow.
Yes,
I like
coming
that's
soon.
like
So just stay tuned.
yeah, when I was reading your Instagram post, that was the aside from you being, the new ambassador, that was also the
Yeah.
part that really struck me the most. Let's
Did you
grow.
hear
I
it?
was like,
Did you hear
yeah,
it?
I
When
definitely heard your voice when you were saying it. But
yeah.
Nadine, you were also part of a coastal cleanup drive last February, and you've been very vocal about your stand on climate change and the environment as well. So could you maybe give us like on how you started, getting more into this kind of like conversation about the environment?
How did I? I don't know. As a kid, because I'm always really like every time I see trash on the street, like on the road, like I
Mm-hmm.
really pick it up, like mga wrappers ng candy, even though it's not mine. As a kid, I would pick it up and throw it in the trash
Mm-hmm.
can and put it in my pocket and throw it away later. I don't know. It's just I'm really concerned about what is happening to the environment. There's so much trash, so much pollution. I drive, every time I'm driving, I see a lot of cars that emit really, like black smoke, which is bad for the
Mm-hmm.
environment, for the air. I guess it's really because I'm just super OC. So at home, like all of our trash cans are like labeled for plastic. It's for plastic lang. If it's like cans or bottles or hard plastic or paper, it's all separate. And then for things that are food, like food waste, like it's all in one. It's all in one plastic trash can. It's just really heartbreaking to see Like the last beach that we went to, it's really heartbreaking to see because the place is so beautiful. Like it would have been a proper beach if it weren't for all the trash that was on it. Grabe, it was really bad because we had shovels, and every time you dig, there's so much, like under the sand. Actually, it's not sand, it's like muck, like mud. Under all of that muck, there's more trash. So it's just really heartbreaking to see that, and I feel like, if people see me do it, and then it might also encourage them to start being conscious about their craft. I also want to know. I've also been thinking of like posting, how to properly segregate the trash. Because I have a
Oh.
friend kasi who's really so into it. She used to be a part of the plastic solution before, so I'm asking her to teach me how to, to just minimize the trash. I've been buying like mga shampoo bars just so I can lessen the waste, not have plastic bottles to throw away and all that. I'm just really against like throwing away things. I don't know.
Oh wow, that's interesting that you're kind of moving towards a more zero waste kind of lifestyle. But
Yeah.
aside from you guys making waves in the music scene and also as actors, you guys are making waves outside that. So to you guys, how important is it for artists to join the conversation on issues outside their realm of like expertise, would you say?
I think it's important to just because our greatest um, strength is our voice. Our greatest asset is that we can reach so many people. And there's so many crazy things going on in the world right now. Like, can't even get into it. But I think it's important that we be a part of it. That we're not just part of the distraction. That we're also part of the solution. Or even if it's just starting the conversation to find a solution, or just to raise awareness about it, so that people are focusing on directing their attention to where it should be.
Yeah, and I think you also don't have to be an artist, to join conversation. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to live in a world that's peaceful, that's beautiful, everyone loves each other. To me, kasi, it's hard for me to just let news or watch videos, especially like the stuff that's happening now. It gives me really bad anxiety. Like, I watch it and then I get like really bad anxiety. So, like, it's hard then. You can't, as much as possible, you have to use your influence or use the voice that you have to influence people and to let them know that this is happening. We have to do something about it before it's too late.
Well, now that we're on this topic, I know a lot is going on. A lot is happening around the world. There's so much to talk about. But what's the one issue that I guess you can say that's closest to your heart or you feel the strongest about? So what would that be if you could choose one?
Um, that's the closest to my heart.
Yes, or like the current issue that struck you the most, that hurt you the most, or made you feel the strongest
Um,
emotions.
I think really in general, it's just the way that people think. Um, Definitely one of the most like painful ones that's happening right now is the all the racism that's happening right now in the United States, because that shouldn't be something we continue into the new normal. Like that's something that has to die with the old normal. We can't bring that into the next one. So uh, yeah, there's so much happening right now, and I think the only thing we can do is really to stay positive and keep pushing out positive messages and to support in any way we can, really.
I
Thank
guess
you, James.
since James said that na rin, that's also one of the things I'm like most concerned about as well. But not just in the States, no, but here as well. What I'm trying to say na lang is with the environment. You know how there's so many news about the air clearing up when we're all in quarantine, how like like animals are starting to go back. Um, just to know that the world is being able to breathe again because we're all inside, it kind of makes me sad because it only means that we're doing something wrong, we're doing
Mm-hmm.
something to hurt the environment. So, like, why can't we, like, why can't we do something about that? Why can't we just take care of our world? Why can't we just take care of our planet? Diba? I mean, let's think about the future generations who are still going to live here. What are their lives going to be like?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think the most important thing we can do right now is really just educate ourselves on everything
Yeah.
that's happening and in all the ways that we can help, because there's already so many organizations that are out there trying to help. So right now everyone's more at home. Um, there's so much we can do. So I think the first thing we should do is really just educate ourselves, because knowledge really is power. So
Definitely knowledge is power. And you guys were kind of mentioning how there's like a lot of things going on in the world right now. And, some people will find it easy to be discouraged, especially some artists. But you guys are still able to create. You guys are still able to be inspired despite everything that's happening. So what kind of advice would you want to give the people who feel kind of down and are struggling to look for or find inspiration during this time?
inspiration for like songwriting, because for me
Art.
songwriting really comes from like experience. It's storytelling, and it's really important that um, like, because music has been used uh, to tell stories that have been socially relevant, that have different points of view. So right now we've been really inspired by everything that's happening, um, because songwriting comes from experience and emotion. So there's been a lot to write about, and um, there's definitely been a message that we're trying to share through our music, especially through Nadine's album. We're focusing mainly on like empowerment and self-love. So when it comes to songwriting, um, or finding inspiration, I really pull from experience.
There you go. Okay, now that we're talking more about your music now, can you tell us what kinds of themes or what we can expect from your future releases? Nadine's album, and James, are you releasing your own album also soon?
Uh, I won't say anything yet. Yeah,
Oh,
You were
I'm
able to
focusing.
restrain yourself this time.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got that one. But yeah, for now we're focused on Nadine's album, like 100% focus on her album, because we're really proud of it, and I feel like it's going to be the biggest project of the year.
Ooh,
Wow.
and
Yep.
James, you kind of mentioned already, like there's some themes of empowerment in this
hmm
album. I don't know how much you can share with us, but what kind of made you guys go into that direction of wanting to make this about empowerment and
It's Nadine's experience. Like, she's one of the most strongest women that I know. She's been through so much, and I've seen her grow. So the inspiration was all there. It was really just getting the people together to help tell that story. So, which is why we're really excited.
And
Yeah.
Nadine, what can you tell us about your album?
Yeah, I feel.
Okay, what was the question?
What made you kind of decide, like, empowerment is the way to go, especially like hearing what James had to say about it
Yeah.
as well. Hmm.
Okay, well, I guess because I know that a lot of people message me and kind of look up to me when it comes to, empowerment or being strong and fearless. I receive a lot of, especially after my brother died, a lot of people have been opening up to me, like on Instagram. Like I receive DMs, and a lot of them were about, asking me how I get through all the challenges that come into my life. Um, yeah, and them sharing their experiences and then what they're going through. So I just felt like this is this is the perfect, platform or the perfect, like catalyst to use to empower and to help inspire people who listen to my music, and to all the fans as well.
Would you say
But there's
that there
so much more in the album.
So would you say that there's at least one song there that kind of talks about mental health?
There's actually three. Is there
Oh.
three?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's three. Basta there's the whole album kasi it's very personal because it's all about like what I went through, all my experiences. Yeah, I don't wanna say more because I'm gonna spoil it.
Don't say anymore.
But
Don't
thank you
say
for that.
anymore.
I mean, of course, we all know how close this issue is to your heart. So I'm sure it'll really come off as very authentic and genuine. And we can't wait for it. Now, about Careless still, there have been questions asking if you're planning on doing an online concert with Careless artists. James, are you open for this? And some are actually even suggesting that baka you can also do acoustic versions like what you did last night.
hmm Um, I'm just gonna say yes. We're very interested, and I'll leave it at that.
Leave it at that.
Wow, you guys are so good at like giving us previews and just like ending it there. It's like,
But no,
Teaser,
yes.
teaser, teaser.
yeah.
We're bad at keeping secrets. So when you ask us something, sometimes we forget. Oh wait, we're not supposed to tell them that because we just spoiled the whole project. So we're just gonna, give you
Yeah.
little details, leave it at that.
They're like Tom Holland in Avengers
I know
in
Yeah.
exactly
giving
what you mean.
teasers.
Yeah, I like that. So we're not, go into detail.
Now,
Oh my
okay,
god.
before we let you go, I have an
Mhm.
important question here. Don't worry, it's not what you think, but it's coming from at Wag Komiak. As a House Moving Castle fan also, I'm also interested in this.
Yes. Me
Saan
too.
nakatira si Bibi Cal or Calcifer?
Mhm.
That's the question. Nasaan daw si Calcifer nakatira?
Me. He's with
No.
He stays with me. He's sleeping, so I don't want to pick him up.
Ah,
Oh
pero andyan
yeah. Oh
siya
my gosh.
ngayon.
No.
Aww. Yeah, that's actually the worst when they're asleep and you're like,
Yeah,
or
that's
like when
why
it's on like your leg and you can't move or something.
he's always like that. So wherever we go,
Yeah.
like when we walk around, um, kunyari, I'm gonna start cooking. He stays like on my foot, like he sits on my foot, so I can't go anywhere else. And he sleeps on my foot, so like you don't want me to move.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stay here.
Yeah. And it's like
Ang
rude
cute
to wake them up,
naman.
right? Like, no.
No,
Na,
he's a really sweet dog.
Aw.
now I have another question naman. This is for the future naman. Now that
Mhm.
let's think like 5 years from now. Sabi ni at Super Good Plant, how do you want Jadine to be remembered?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, how do we want it to be? JD be remembered
Yes.
in like one word?
No, not really. Like you can explain your answer. Thank you, by the
I
way,
love
for
that
this question.
you guys have
Super
like your
Good Plant.
thinking faces on right now. You're like,
I know.
Be remembered? The realist.
ooh.
The realist.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
How
I
about
agree.
you,
Agree.
Nadine?
I agree.
Yeah.
No, no, I
The
agree.
realist. Yeah.
Pinahirapan ko
Yeah.
pa yung sarili ko. I'm thinking of other stuff pa. And then he said, I'm like, okay, yun na yun.
The realist gang gang
We'll
JD.
accept that. That's actually a pretty good answer because that
Yeah.
suits you guys. James and
Yeah.
Nadine, thank you for giving us very honest answers.
Mhm.
As always, we love
Yes.
talking to you and thank you for saying yes to Mix. Now, do you have any message for all of the JD fans out there, those who have been with you since day one and those who can't wait for you to release new material, new projects together?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Mixed, of course, and to all the fans who are watching right now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And yeah, thank you for all of the support. Thank you for voting for us. Um, I see all of your Twitter parties you got going on. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we can't wait to share more music with you guys. The lockdown has really slowed us down, but I think that's only natural because people are focusing on what's really important to them right now. So it's coming. So just be patient.
Yeah, I really just want to thank Mix again for nominating Fiend and Summer. And to all the fans, don't worry, it's coming. You just have to wait. We're working hard. We're working really hard on this. And I hope everyone loves it when it comes out. Yeah. He said everything now,
Aww.
so we have so much in store
Yay.
for you. You just have to wait. Trust.
Yep.
Yes,
Yes,
we're
and to all
very
the Nadine fans
excited.
out there, yes, please keep on voting. Voting is now open for the Mix Awards 2020. You can vote for Summer for Music Video of the Year and Fiend for Urban Video of the Year.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you so much, Nadine and
Thanks,
Jane, for
guys.
your time and for your honest opinions about everything and all of your honest answers. So thanks so much, you guys. And thanks as well to everyone who's watching for another Mixclusive interview. This has been Sam with 2Ms.
And I with James Reed and Nadine Lustra. Woo! Thank you, JD.
Guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,